Caterpillar track-type tractors offer many advantages to the farmer, but none is more important than the ability to pull big loads on rolling fields or across soft soil as well as on level ground. This great pulling power can be traced to tracks that grip the soil and convert more than 80% of the engine's horsepower into actual work at the drawbar. Tireless power not only increases the size of the load you can pull, but the number of hours you can pull it. It stays on the job night and day if necessary to get your work done on time. No matter what kind of implement you prefer, one of these sturdy tractors will amaze you by the size of the tool it can pull and the depth at which it can pull it. For example, a D2 operating in 4th speed is pulling a 9-foot one-way 5 inches deep. Another D2 turns over only 1 furrow, but what a furrow it is. The tough root-filled soil is being plowed 10 inches deep with a 24-inch breaking plow. Here's another hard plowing job. This time a D7 is out in front pulling 10 14-inch plows to turn under an 8-foot growth of wild hemp in hard adobe soil. A D7 does a tough plowing job in 20-year-old alfalfa sod. Again, it's dry adobe soil, but it's turned a foot deep with 10-disc plows. It takes power and plenty of it to shatter this dry potato field with a deep-set subsoiler. And this subsoiler is set deep, a full 15 inches to be exact. Citrus growers know how much power is required to chop up a rank cover crop. It's not enough to have power in the engine. You've got to have it geared to the ground on a job like this. A 16-foot spring-tooth harrow prepares a deep, mellow seed bed for sugar beets. A D2 hurries the job along at the rate of 8 acres an hour. How's this for a real load? 55 feet of grain drills and 55 feet of harrows behind a D6. And the fuel bill is only 21 cents an hour, about a penny an acre. A D7 pulls 30 feet of deep-set duckfoot cultivators on the Lester Feaster farm near El Paso, Illinois, world famous for its hybrid seed corn. Another great name in hybrid corn is Funk Brothers, and a great tractor on their farm is a D8, which pulls big loads like this 40-foot hitch of heavy discs, even when the fields have a few wet spots in them. These light-treading, sure-footed tractors also win on soft soils. A Michigan celery grower harvests his crop on spongy muckland, but the tractor doesn't even need a driver to keep it surely on its course. Tracks ride lightly over soil that's rich as cream and almost as soft as jelly, but look what happens to steel wheels under the same conditions. These tracks put less weight on the ground than a man does with his foot. That is one reason they have such marked advantages over all wheels on all soils. Mud is the third count on which these tractors win. And how they do win, even on this unusual job of plowing a swamp to plant canary grass on a large Michigan farm. When it comes to mud, a rice field also has plenty of it. Again, growers rely on these sure-footed diesels to get the work done under these extreme conditions. Deep sand offers a real test for any tractor, especially when there's a lot of hard work to be done. This going is too tough for most machines without a load, but a D2 wades in with a #1 terracer and fills a mean gully in jig time. Yes, these are the tractors that pull full loads under severest conditions. Sand used to be a problem in many citrus groves, but that was before these track-type tractors came along to pull the heaviest implements over the yielding soil. Here is sand at its worst and a tractor at its best. Great hummocks of blow sand engulf this Texas ranch, but a D2 rides over them, pulling a 21-foot disc harrow to make a rough seed bed for Sudan grass. It's doing more than conquering sand. It's restoring a farm to its rightful owner. 'N' 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 'n You can also win on hills with this sure-footed power, and you march right over the top with a full load. Watch those tracks grip the soil. Yet there's no packing or digging in, even while pulling a deep-set implement. Side hill, uphill, downhill, it's all the same to these tractors, because everything from the tracks to the lubricating system is built for this kind of service. It makes no difference whether the job is planting, harvesting, plowing, or summer fallowing. It's done right on schedule with a full hitch of implements. Easy, accurate steering is another point on which these quality tractors win. They plant rows that are straight as a string. Then it's a cinch to cultivate because there's no ducking in and out. It's a cinch to ride the lister ridges, too, with these correctly spaced tracks. And it's easy to pull full loads like this 5-row cultivator behind the D2 because you never lose that grip on the ground. Easy steering means ability to work in close quarters like this Oregon hop yard. Straight rows are planted every trip because this tractor doesn't swerve from its course. It has no differential to waste power and lead the tracks astray. The tracks receive their power through 2 steering clutches, and when both of them are engaged, the machine must travel straight ahead because both tracks are receiving equal power at equal speed. It's no trick at all to handle the spray nozzle and drive the tractor too, thanks to that easy steering. These same machines have many advantages for conserving water or soil. For example, a D2 quickly builds a border to hold irrigation water in a California grove. The same-sized outfit makes a broad terrace on an Indiana farm. The tractor follows the contours exactly and pulls a full load while traveling on the loose soil of the newly made terrace. A D7 and Laterno scraper make a great team for building farm ponds. This dam, near Fayette, Missouri, contains 1,100 cubic yards and was built in 16 hours by these fine earth movers. Land leveling is another job where these tractors win. They never make ruts, even in loose, dusty soil, and they pull wide levelers that leave the fields really smooth. Whether you want to build borders like this, or ponds, terraces, or irrigation ditches, these capable machines offer you many advantages. The same tractors have many points of superiority on belt work. Economy is one of them. For example, this field is being irrigated at a fuel cost of 12 cents an hour. Irrigation water is the lifeblood of almost all citrus groves. Therefore, digging the furrows and powering the pump are 2 of the most important jobs the grower must do. On this California ranch, a D4 tractor does both of them at a reported saving of over $750 a year on the pumping job alone. The rear-mounted pulley is another great advantage these machines have on belt work. It lines up easily, tightens the belt quickly, and then the tracks hold it that way. These diesels keep the driven machine humming and have plenty of lugging ability to handle any occasional overloads. Here is belt power that's handy and cheap. On this light load, the fuel cost is only about 5 cents an hour. The same sturdy tractors are tops for power takeoff work. An Illinois farmer is making silage from green alfalfa. His D4 pulls the chopper and drives it through power takeoff to handle 15 tons an hour. Potato digging is another common farm job that calls for plenty of stuff on the power takeoff. Did you ever see a 3-story spray rig? Well, here's one. and it certainly does the business in protecting valuable citrus trees from damage. A D2 also does plenty of business on this towering load. It pulls it through the hilly grove, drives the pump through power takeoff, and always maintains uniform high pressure on the nozzles. What's the reason? Simply that you can stop this tractor without stopping the power takeoff. Versatility is the 10th winning point for Caterpillar. These tractors do every job imaginable, even to taking a haystack for a ride. There's no use hanging back when the D2 says, let's go. So this Michigan farmer wins in a walk over some troublesome stumps. A peach grower yanks out an unproductive tree, roots and all. What a contrast with tedious, costly hand grubbing, and what a demonstration of real pulling power. Moving chicken houses, hog houses, and other small buildings is equally easy, so you can change the livestock to new ground whenever you take the notion. You can win over those winter odd jobs, too. Go out on the woodlot and haul in the logs, even if the ground is covered with mud or snow. Then hook up the belt and round out a year of profitable work by sawing the logs into lumber. You're the winner on every job with these versatile, capable, long-lived tractors.